That was real fun.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Hello. Thank you all for coming up here and taking the time, and then thanks for everyone that's able to watch virtually. Today, I am going to talk a little bit about one of our values, and we have 5 of those, and the one I'm going to talk about today is cooperation. Can anyone tell me what the other 4 are? Anybody, just shout them out.
Compassion.
Compassion. Did I hear integrity? That's a good one. It is not one of ours, but it is a really good one.
Aretha.
Spirituality.
Yes. Okay, 2 more.
I'll say it again. Aretha.
Respect.
R-E-S-P-C. Respect. I mean, come on, lighten up.
One more.
Hospitality.
That's also a really good one.
It's in the mission statement. It's not a value.
Yeah.
I knew it was there somewhere.
So there's compassion, cooperation, respect, excellence, and spirituality. So cooperation, when you hear the word cooperation, what do you think of? Teamwork, collaboration, participation, aid, help. Communication is huge. So the definition, which I do want to read, is the act of working or working together for a common purpose or benefit. So shared meaning, shared benefit, shared vision. And I think that's what we all do here. Steve, what team are you on?
What team am I on? EBS team?
Okay. Lindsay, what team are you on?
All the teams.
Nursing. You're not wrong. So
Yay.
Steve's answer is not wrong, and I fully anticipated everybody to say your department. But way to go, because that's right. We are all one big team, and if we do not work across department lines and communicate and cooperate and collaborate with one another, we can't have success. So I have a little video to show, and I think it really captures the essence of cooperation, and it's interesting, and hopefully you can get some takeaways out of here and take them back into your work. We'll watch this. Very short.
There's a lot we can learn about teamwork from a rather surprising source. When geese migrate, they form a V shape. Whilst it looks pretty, it also has some important functions in terms of working as a group. When flying in a V formation, each member of the team creates an uplift for the team member behind. This team effort makes the flight of the whole group more efficient. If a goose breaks free from the V shape, it will immediately have to make more effort to keep up. So working in a team towards the same destination means less effort needs to be made as an individual. And the same goose doesn't always lead the V shape. Leadership rotates so that the burden of flying in front is shared. Again, this makes the whole flock more efficient. The geese flying behind encourage the front geese to keep up their speed by honking. This communication affects the whole team, and their positive feedback makes the whole team more successful. Lastly, if a goose gets sick and falls out of formation, 2 others will stay with it until it is well enough to join another flock. The team cares for one another, as a loss to the flock is a loss for all of them. So, to recap, working as a team is more efficient than working alone. Leadership can be shared for greater efficiency and to spread the burden. Communication with the whole team is important. Giving encouraging feedback promotes success, and having empathy for team members is always better than taking a selfish approach.
How cute was that?
Who knew honking was positive feedback?
I know. I think you gotta do the right kind of honking. So they fly together, they support each other when it's like a no man left behind, kind of. They've got like an army mantra going on. They stick together, they encourage each other. So I think that we can learn a lot from geese, and maybe you'll think of me and the geese when you're down working with your teams and working among the other departments. Geese know, so they're loyal to the calls. That was the other thing. If they're gonna be flying south, they're in it to win it, and they're all in. So they have that shared goal. Does anybody know what our shared goal is here at Nazareth Home?
Giving great care.
I mean, I think that's part of it. Providing an excellent service for the residents and having good outcomes. And that's what we're all working towards every day when we're here. And so making sure we are communicating and cooperating and collaborating, I think is very important. So geese know that working together can help you accomplish greater things and have greater outcomes, so be a goose.
Alright, I just have a couple of items, not a lot of things to talk about. I think everybody knows, but I'll introduce myself. My name's Erin Elder. I am the Director of Human Resources, so I'm here sometimes, also at the Highlands campus. Couple things just for employee engagement purposes. Erin Osting has been putting together food trucks. So thank you for that, and we try to do that at least once a month. So if you have not participated or had the opportunity to do that, please, on Payday Fridays, look for the signage for that. Also, one of the big things that has been a huge question for everybody, I know, where's Heather at? Heather always asks, but we have been working since we switched from ADP to Paycor about on shift. So on shift, we were trying to kind of work together to migrate over. The punches just started flowing, thankfully, on Friday. So you will start seeing some more of those engage points for, punches, on time, shifts, all of that. Schedules should flow this week. So that has been a big thing for the engage points. For that, I know we have been keeping track of your engage points for you to turn those in. We are revamping the Engage Reward program, so be on the lookout for that. We were just waiting for OnShift to start functioning properly in order to roll out the new process, the new system, things like that. So some individuals that have turned their points in for PTO, please be looking in your PTO bank because we're adding those. Anyone that had, they turned in points to have attendance points removed, I have adjusted that. So in Paycor, on your points, you can look at your points balance. Everything that was in ADP has now been entered into Paycor. So the balance in Paycor is accurate for that. We did not, I had some individuals ask about, they thought that their points would start over. We restarted the point accumulation in June of 23. So all of the points were wiped out and restarted in June of 23. The policy has not changed since then. You still accumulate 12 absences and then a separate bank for 12 tardies. The only thing that's different is when you look in Paycor, all of the points, you might have something that says, I hope not, but 20 points. And that is both tardies and occurrences adding together. It doesn't break them out when you look at your points balance for that. Your points do roll off after 12 months. So if I were to call in today, my point would stay on my record until March 12th of 25. Okay, so just wanted to reiterate that with our points and engage. Punches, one other thing, please, when you punch in, make sure you're inside the building. We are tracking that a little bit heavier, so you're gonna be getting some love emails from me if you're not inside the building. Because if we think about it, we are providing a service to our residents, to our teammates. If we are not in the building, we are not taking care of our residents. So we must be inside the building in order to clock in. And you have to have your GPS location turned on. So that's one thing. If it's not, we're gonna start sending the emails out to say, please enable that, or you have to physically use the clock. So just be on the lookout if that's an issue. And we can zoom in, that it drops a pin to your exact location, so we can see exactly where you're punching in and out. The parking lot is not inside the building, so just make sure you are inside the building. And just think about it, you know, if you drop your kids off to school and the school teacher is sitting outside in the parking lot, they're not teaching your child, they're not taking care of that, so you need to be inside the building to take care of our residents. The last thing that I have is just wanted to touch base on a referral bonus. So we do have, you know, several vacancies that we're looking to fill. So please, if you know anybody that's looking for a position, CNA, nurse, either campus, refer them our way. It doesn't have to be just at Clifton. They can get hired at the other campus and vice versa. Even our PRN positions, we do go ahead and give you a bonus for that. So if it's someone, it's not just full-time, it's also PRN positions. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Erin. Thanks, Melissa, for the clicker. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here this afternoon. I'm Mary Haynes. I think I know most of you. It's always a pleasure to be here. So thanks for your time and all the great stuff you're doing. So I'm going to share a few things. You may know these things already, and if you do, that's great. That means our communication is pretty good. But I'm going to go through them. So just about 4 things I want to share with you in terms of kind of new programs and things that are going on. So one of those things is something that maybe you aren't too close to because we haven't had an event here yet. But these are events that we're calling Envision Our Future. And these are ways that we are introducing people in the community, some people that know us well. They may be friends, they may be volunteers, they may have had family members with us. But you know, you can't have too many friends, and you can't have enough people that know what you're doing. So these are programs that we're inviting people to come to. We're telling them about Nazareth Home. We're telling them about you, telling them our whys, why we do things the way we do, sharing really with them some of the things that we share in these town halls. And we're inviting them to come alongside us and to support us by either just talking about us, spending more time with us, praying for us, inviting a club or a group that they have inside under our roof, really just trying to grow our community touch. And we started this in February. We did one a couple of weeks ago. We're going to do them every other month. We will come here, probably be the fall by the time we get here. I think the next one we're going to kind of tailor to the St. Agnes Parish, because again, we are a part of a neighborhood. While we are a part of the larger community, the Highlands neighborhood has a great stake in us being able to be there, maintain our property beautifully, be kind of a destination. And that's the same for you here in Clifton. You know, when we came here, when I came here in 2015 and 16, did a lot of community meetings. We want to start that again, just because we want everybody around us to know, first of all, we're a safe and happy place. Second of all, we're a great place to be. We're a great place to live. We're a great place to work. We're a great place to visit. And I think you all, like me, agree that when you turn on your TV in the morning, if you do, you don't hear much good about the local nursing home. So my phrase for these Envision Our Future is, I want to be a myth buster. You know, I want to be able to communicate with people who may need us, that we are not like they may think. So Envision Our Future. The other things, really, I hope you know, one is these 12 rooms that we renovated. Our timeline for that was March. We did get the certificate of occupancy, but guess what? We kind of didn't do enough in those rooms. It's kind of like painting a wall at home. You know, one thing you do makes you need to do another thing. So we need to switch out those vanities in the showers, and as soon as that happens, then we'll be able to admit in there. But the good news is we could do that today if we wanted to, because we met all the requirements, thanks to Matt and Ashley and so many of you who made that happen. Second thing is right here, I want us to soon not be able to sit here. I want this space returned to its rightful place, which is Cedar Hall. So by the fall, I hope that we will have those apartments ready for people to live, to move in here. We'll redo this front door, and this area will become what it should be, which is a nice living room that would be shared by everyone who lives in Cedar Hall. So that's gonna come online, I think at the end of the summer. We're going to use the same contractor that did the first floor. He did a great job. It was a little slow, but that was during COVID. We had some supply chain issues that we don't anticipate we'll have this time. So we think it'll go pretty quickly. We think it'll be 120 days and we'll have that ready to go. The other thing I know that you know about, because I've shared it with you, is our new business, which would be a home care model of care. So kind of personal care, the kind of care that we provide here, we would go to your house and provide that also. I think that for that, we're probably looking at the middle of the summer. I tend to think things are going to happen sooner than they actually do, because I get excited by them and I want to push it, but there's always a lot of details. But before September of 24, I'd like to get this started. Also, along with that, what we continue to see, there's such a need in the community for, is information and support. So we get a ton of calls all day long from people who want to know some of the things that come easy to us. We know these things. So we do want to start a service that's kind of like a concierge care planning for people who need the kind of stuff that we know. So we're noodling on that, but I want to launch that at the same time and maybe before we launch home care. You know that we've made a change in our medical staff providers. Our goal there was to team up with another organization that had similar goals and resources and plans. I want to make sure that all of our partners are secure in what they do and that they're going to be here for a while, regardless of who might be in the seat they're in right now. I want to make sure that the organizations that we team up with are going to be around. And if somebody, like these geese, if somebody drops out of the pattern, somebody's going to come and fill that in. So I'm delighted with what we've done. I had a visitor of one of our husbands. His wife has been with us for 2.5 years. He's retired military. He has a lot of views, and I receive them. Most of the time they're good, sometimes they're not. But he came to see me last week and he goes, Mary, one of the best things you ever did. I said, Mr. Cooper, what's that? He goes, one of the best things you ever did is bring that Dr. McQueen in here. He's the best thing I've ever seen. He said, my wife is better now than she's been in a year. He said, last night he was in my room for an hour. So yesterday, when I got to tell Dr. McQueen that, great big smile. I go, I love to put that smile on your face because that's what it did for me. And he goes, yeah, it took me a while with him. I go, I know, buddy. I've been trying for 2.5 years, so I know all about that. But all of the things that we do, y'all, they just really do matter. They really do matter because there's couples like Mr. and Mrs. Cooper. When our generator was on a few months ago at Nazareth Home, we had no power. It was a really tough day, and myself, we were sitting out there on the couches. And Mr. Cooper, he sat down there with us for a while, and I'm talking to him, I'm saying, you know, because he comes every night for dinner, regardless of the weather. You know, and I'm sure you know all of the guys and gals that come here that way. And I said, you know, it's really okay if you don't come. It'll be okay if you just miss a day or two. Because he had a back brace on. He goes, no. I'm happier here than I am at home. So that, friends, that's what we're here for. So when Ashley asks, what's our purpose or what's our goal or why are we here, think of people like the Coopers. That's why we're here. And I think that's my projects. I don't know, my notes are over there, but I think that's it.
Yep.
So now with my fancy clicker, we'll see if I can use it. So Ashley talked about cooperation, engagement. Our mission statement is very bold. The first words out of the gate, y'all, we are a welcoming community. So building community is what I challenge each of us doing every day. That's my purpose every day, is build community. It's a gospel call. That's where our mission and ministry comes from, out of the gospel. Welcome the stranger. We welcome the stranger. Everyone has a place here. So you'll read a lot about what it takes to make organizations great. It's that word, engagement. The outcome of all quality leadership is engagement. If you are a team leader, you are all an informal leader. Everybody sitting here, people are looking at you. So in all that you do, you are leading. And that leadership has an outcome. It has a result. And the result is everybody feels welcome. And when everybody feels welcome, everybody feels engaged. When people feel engaged, they're gonna just feel better. My story the other day is I was raised on Captain Kangaroo, right? I'm the oldest one in the room. I'm okay with that. I was raised in a very positive time in our culture. Captain Kangaroo, I think I can. Some of you could be my children, and you were raised on Mr. Rogers. What was Mr. Rogers? Welcome in the neighborhood. Everybody has a place. So now, you know, it's kind of, our world is not as friendly. Not everybody is receiving that kind of friendliness and welcoming. And so it matters. It matters. And all of us are in a position to do it. So let's do it. So the happier the place is, the more it's gonna thrive. And that's what we're here to do. So make it happen. I tell you every time, this is a slide I show you every time. It's about our open positions and how we're doing. I think there was maybe a little improvement, maybe the 17 to 16 at the end of February, but really we're about where we were this time last year. So I really want to challenge you to make that better. How are you going to make that better? You're going to say, well, how can I get people to work here? I don't know. But I can tell you how you can get people to not work here, right? I can tell you how it doesn't work. Because we hire people. If you saw the other half of this grid, you would see the number of people that we hire each month. Our issue with not having filled positions is not recruitment. It is not. We have a weak ability to hire. We need to be a welcoming community. Highlands, we started out last year, we were at that 17. Progress. So I'm challenging you. Let's move off that 17 and 16. Again, I always show you this because I always say, everybody's always, oh, we don't have enough help, I can't do that. Gee, why don't they get more people in here? Well, I know that you're working very hard, and I know all of our jobs are challenging because they all are providing support to grieving people that need us. So there's not an easy job in this house. I get that. But here's what I want you to see, and that is every day of the week, you're an hour ahead. If you're in nursing, this is only nursing. So think about all the other people we have. But in nursing, we work a good hour and a half a day more than all of our peers. Same in Highlands. So when it comes to the people at work, and back to our why, back to those envision the future talks and welcoming people in, the reason we do what we do is we appreciate the responsibility we hold. We hold our name dear and high. And we're standing on shoulders who contributed to this city greatly. And we're carrying that. And we need to show that every day. And that's why we staff at the top, we work at the top. We want to be at the top. No excuses, right? No excuses. Because we have the resources and we have the will. Hopefully we have the will. If you don't have it, come talk to me. I'd like to help you out with that. And when you see somebody that doesn't, help a brother or sister out with that too. So some of our statistics are really good, right? Our customer satisfaction, it's never where I'd really like it because I always read the fine print. And as those that know me well, I am a dissatisfied person, right? So I can always want it to be improved. But we did just receive, for customer experience, Pinnacle. Pinnacle is who does our customer experience. It's a telephone call, and it's a live call. It's a live telephone call in that minute. We used to have a different kind of survey process of our customers. And it was an annual, it was a very comprehensive annual survey. And I would use that to do planning. And so I really wanted something that was more current. I didn't want to be reacting in food to something that somebody said 10 months ago. I want to react to food with somebody that something said 30 days ago, or at least yesterday. The other thing it does, if somebody says something on the phone that they think I should be concerned about, they ping me immediately. I'll get like an immediate email. So-and-so on Maria Hall at Nazareth Home doesn't like XYZ. So I do have the opportunity to try to correct it. So thank you and congratulations for getting the Customer Experience Award. And lastly, best places to work. I know it seems like we're always asking you for a lot of surveys. Why do you think we do these surveys?
To get elders and staff to come here. It's like word of mouth.
It's for the public trust. Thank you, Lindsay. It's for the public trust. It's not because we're competitive, we want to be at the top, we want to show people we're at the top. Okay, I like that. But that's not the why. The why is back to, if your mother's in a nursing home, if your loved one has dehydration and blah, 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 it's because nursing homes are not naturally trusted. So I want to do all that's available for us to do to gain that trust and to have a measure that's totally third party. So what I like about these surveys, even though I know, you may be tired of them, I respect that, but I'm just gonna ask you to keep doing it because of this reason. It gives what I call a third party validation. It's not just us saying we're good. Because each of you has to go outside of here to a different link and fill out a survey. It's not like something I'm pinging on you, right? So it takes a little bit of effort, and I appreciate that effort. And I do think, as Lindsay says, not only does it give the public trust, hopefully it helps us on that 17 vacancies on the recruitment side. But keep in mind, it won't keep anybody here if we're not welcoming. So I challenge you to live in community. Living in community. It's not easy. It's full of compromise. Ashley and I were talking yesterday, and she brought up the 4 agreements. And it reminded me of some of the work we spent on that some time back. Does anybody know those 4 agreements? Off you go. Give me one.
Be impeccable with your word.
Be impeccable with your word. Choose your words wisely. My father would say to my mother, when she would be on his case, he would say, he always called her Sugar. He'd say, Sugar, I only wish I'd said more so I could take that back too. That taught me less said is better. So be impeccable with your word. And it's kind of like your mother taught you. If you can't say something good, keep it to yourself until you figure out a way to say it that will build community.
Don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. I use this book on the other campus. I have every third Friday for about 20 years, Jesus CEO. And one of my favorite chapters in that book is always assume goodwill. Because here's the thing, and Ashley's getting ready to tell you the third one, which is it's not about you. What other people do is all about them. It is not about you. So assume goodwill. Something's going on with somebody. You stay in this place. Assume goodwill. Zip it until you can. Also.
Trying to think of the last one. Impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions. It's not about you.
Every day, do your best.
Yes.
Every day, your best will be different.
Yes.
because every day you are not at your best. Some days you're just low. Some days you're blue. Some days are tough. But whatever they are, do your best. And you will always feel good about that. Because at the end of the day, it's really about how you feel, right? So whatever work we have to do to feel good about our engagement, our participation, our welcoming, that's really a part of the job. And that's why we have the things that we do. The EAP, hopefully the care about you. I hope you feel that. If you don't, please let me know. But that's what those words mean. They go for you too. That compassion and that cooperation and that respect and that excellence. That's all of us. That's for all of us. So thank you for your time. It's great to see you. And I'll hang around if anybody wants to say anything to me. Thank you. Thanks for this.